Hey everyone, Tina here. I'm gonna get you through a nice yoga flow, not anything crazy, but an awesome heat builder and a total body stretch. We'll begin class in child's pose. So the knees can go wider than the hips. You might bring the toes closer to touch and let the hips sink back and stretch the arms out. Focus on your breathing here. Trying to take deeper and longer inhales. And try to match that same length with an exhale. Just starting to slow the body and the mind down. It's easy to slow the body down, but the mind sometimes doesn't come as easily. Stretch the lungs with inhales. Let the hips drop with exhales. Hover the forehead off the mat, tent your fingertips. Take a walk off the right side of the mat. You might like to pull that right hand closer to you, walk the left hand away, and then drop the head back down. You can feel that left shoulder, that left armpit, either point down towards the mat or maybe off the side of the mat, depending on where you'd like to feel that stretch. Then lift the head again, walk the hands back to center. And now sit back on your heels. You can bring the knees closer to touch. We'll only be here for a moment. Sweep the feet to the left and then sit back down. So you're sitting up in this kind of mermaid pose. Reach the arms up on the inhale. Drop the left hand down by the feet. Reach that right arm up and then take your opposite lean now. This way going towards the left. Now, instead of that right armpit falling forward, press the shoulder blade back and feel that openness for your chest and your ribs. Let that right hand land down. Keep the hands planted. We're going to sweep the feet forward to find a Navasana. You can keep the hands grounded to help sit tall in the spine, or you take under the thighs and keep lifting your heart forward. Good, tap down, hug in. And take a roll forward. Let's find our first high plank pose. Make sure there's plenty of space between each finger. Looking straight down. Try not to let the head tuck down or lift up too high. So a nice neutral spine. And then hover your right foot away from the mat. So you've got your three-legged plank. And let's shift to a three-legged dog. So send that right leg in the air, look back behind you. And we'll just move between these two poses. Inhale to glide it out to that plank, hovering your foot. And exhale, pick it up. Really use your core. Inhale forward. And exhale, lift. One more inhale. And exhale. Now look forward, step your right foot all the way through. Left foot is going to follow you. Come forward into a ragdoll. So plenty of space between the feet. Bend the knees, take elbows. Find some movement. Come back to the breath if it picked up and you lost your pace. Let the arms hang. We're going to take a rounded spine and a couple breaths to rise up to standing. So keep the chin tucked, the arms hanging. And once that head is stacked on top of your shoulders, take a big sweep of the arms up. And an exhale, bring everything to center and touching Namaste. Let's find a little bend at the knees, so chair pose. This time the elbows go wide, you bring them into touch. A little further, it's that right elbow under, working an early eagle bind. Press those arms away from you, maybe dropping the hips another inch. And then inhale, take the arms up and back. And the exhale, curl into center, still extending the fingers. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, center. Let the hips drop a little more, low chair. Arms are reaching forward. And then release the arms wide and fold down. Revisit high plank. And once you're there, glide as far forward as you can. Drop the knees. And then take your bend chaturanga. Pause in your up dog for a moment. Press the mat down, lift the crown of the head up. And then down dog, hips high. Took a little while to get here, but first down dog, move around. Let the head go side to side. Keep the space between the fingers, but also ground the whole surface of the hand, so especially the base of the thumb and the first finger. Settle for a breath. Then lift heels, bend knees, look forward, and take a step through, top of mat. Flip the palms for a fold, drop the head. Come up to standing on your inhale, sweep your arms. And exhale, connect at center, Namaste. Let's go right back up. Inhale, reach. And exhale, fold. Stepping back. Glide all the way forward. Choose if you want to drop the knees and bend elbows. Tops of feet if you've got the knees lifted, up dog. Exhale, hips high. Less movement. Start to settle in. Then send your right leg in the air. Pause with the toes facing down. And feel the difference now when we let the toes open to the side and you open your hip, pressing the pinky toe higher. Then square it back off, lose some of that height, and tap the toes down. Those movements, inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, open it up. Inhale to square off. Exhale, tap. Inhale. Open up. Inhale. And tap. Inhale, float the leg, pause, lift your back heel nice and high, and step through. Right foot top of mat. Get lighter on the hands as you come up, high lunge. Extended fingers, extended elbows, but drop the shoulders. Exhale to twist right. You can keep the left arm by the ear, but let that right arm reach back. Might even wrap around all the way towards that back opposite hip, that left hip. The left arm might even take a reach back. Come back around to your high lunge. And let's drop into your warrior two. Soften those shoulders. Now let the arms drop behind you. So the right hand is going to take the left wrist and really extend through both of those elbows. Notice if you're turned forward and turn towards the side of the mat. Take a breath in and then lean over that right leg on your exhale. So it's a side angle with a mock bind. Nice straight arms, one more breath. And then inhale, rise up, return to your warrior two, and a big step forward or a couple steps. Left foot meets right foot, connect at center. Find your chair pose again on the inhale. Let's lower and bring hands to heart center. Take a tall breath in, and then a twist left. Going further, sink those hips a little more. Try and have that right elbow tap center of knees or the outside of that left knee. Just making sure that right knee does not creep out in front. Strong legs for another breath. And the exhale takes you into your forward fold. Inhale, step back, high plank. Take the glide out, then bend elbows. Upward dog. And hips high. Left leg in the air this side and pause with a stacked hip and bend into the knee. Rolling around the ankle, spreading the toes. Trying to keep that left shoulder down. Square off, look forward, and step through. Warrior one, plant that heel down. You might even shorten up the stance a little bit. Walk hands up to hips. Try to swing that right hip forward. And then notice if the back pinky toe is kind of floating away from the mat. You want that side of the foot glued down. Look forward and reach up. Virabhadrasana A. Again, soften the shoulders. Now let's take an interlaced bind. Lace up the low back. Roll the shoulders down. Take a breath to lift up. Now we're trying to come parallel with your mat. So lean out, look down at the big toe. Keep swinging that right hip forward. And if you think you have further to go, the hips aren't moving, you're just dropping a little lower. The gaze would shift from the big toe in front to the big toe in the back. Use your inhale to press all the way back up to your warrior one. Arms reach. Now open to your warrior two. Flip your front palm and reverse your warrior. That right hand just light on your back leg. If you want to feel a little extra power, let's float that front heel. Land that heel if you took it. Come back to warrior two and extend the leg. Walk the back foot in, set up for triangle so the thumbs are facing up. Inhale, glide out. Exhale, take that little windmill of the arms. Right one is up, left is just inside the leg. And a half bind with this top arm. Wrap it around the waistband. Press that right shoulder blade back. Right arm up and it pulls you all the way up. Again, a big step forward. Connect Samasthiti, top of the mat. Bend the knees once again. This time we're building your eagle pose. So let's take that left leg across. Could always tap down for balance. Elbows wide, bring them in, and left under for the full wrap. Everything coming together at center. Squeeze the legs, squeeze the arms. Start by letting the arms go wide. Extend that left leg out, pause, and reconnect. Give a little shake. Tree pose by hugging your right knee in. Allow the hip to swing open, but don't let the left one come with you. And then land that foot above or below your knee. Hands connect. Simple tree pose here, or extending the arms up, adding on. And then basket hands behind the head, sending those elbows nice and wide. Last piece, take a look up, press your heart forward, and add a tiny little back bend. And back to center, extend arms, extend leg, and connect, give a little shake. All right, making sure everything's connected, toe mounds touching, hands at heart. Let's take your breath in to reach. And your exhale to forward fold and pause. Come to tented fingertips. They're a little bit out in front of the toes. Lift your heels and then sink on down. So here's where you might like a block under the shins or even under your seat. Finding balance, hands to heart. We built this twist earlier, so sit tall on your inhale and twist left on your exhale. A little lower, the elbow drops between the legs or outside of the left. And the variation we'll take today is the right hand is just going to stay put. Left arm can reach up. And then again, half wrap at the waistband. Unwind, hands down. Lift the legs for a moment, give a shake out to release, and then step it back, high plank. Set up your plank, glide it forward, and chaturanga. Upward face, and downward facing dog. Lower the knees down and revisit a child's pose. I'll give you another option for the arms. So if you like the arms stretched out, you can instead bend the elbows, bringing the hands to touch, letting the thumbs drop back towards the spine, and then walking each of your elbows forward. Then return the arms long, tent your fingertips, float the forehead, take a walk to the left, pull that left hand back, reach the right hand away, and then drop the forehead. Again, that right shoulder has some movement. You might like it pointing down or opening up. Hover the forehead, walk everything back to center, and then sit back on the heels. Bring the knees and everything to touch. And then slide the feet over to the right. So you're finding that mermaid pose once again. Working the balance, float your arms up. And now just drop the right hand by the feet. Inhale, reach. And exhale to lean. Take your gaze under the arm and spin yourself open. Back to center, left hand down. Keep the hands for support, reminding you to sit nice and tall. Sweep the feet forward for your Navasana. And you can wrap under the thighs, pull heart forward, deep breath. And then release in. Let's come forward to your high plank. And pause. Hover left foot, three-legged plank. And then send those hips high, three-legged dog. Inhale, glide out. Try to move from the core. And exhale, hips high. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. And exhale. Now look forward, step left foot, right foot will follow, and let's take another ragdoll with an option to reverse it with the hands behind the legs, or to even take a basket at the base of the skull and to let the elbows fall in. It's always nice to add some movement if you'd like. And then drop the fingertips down. Pull your heart forward to find a flat back. You can still have a softness through the knees. Let's rise up Urdhva Hastasana with a flat back. Inhale and exhale. Connect, bring the toes in. Find your chair pose, sink the hips. Adding your eagle arms, so elbows bend, bring them in, and if you went further, it's that left under on this side. See if you can drop just a bit in the hips. Press the arms away and think cat-cow. Inhale, lift, and exhale, strong, curl in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Now come to center. You can keep that eagle bind. Drop the hips, still sending the arms out. And then release the arms wide and drop into your fold. Step back plank. Prepare, glide forward, and low plank. Lifting up and hips high. Left leg rises. Start with that square hip. Now feel it open up. Lift that pinky toe. Square back off. And then just tap that foot down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Inhale. And tap. Inhale. Open. Inhale. Tap. Inhale, three-legged. Now lift your back heel, look forward, and step through. Getting lighter on the hands, we'll come up high, lunge. Nice bend in that front knee. Take your twist left. We're keeping that right arm up. Release the left one either straight back or further it wraps around to that opposite right hip. And then reach that right arm back. Still bending in front knee. Release to your high lunge. Drop into a quick warrior two. And then the hands behind you. So it's that left hand taking the right wrist, face the right side of your mat, and then lean out. So you've got this mock bind, trying to extend both of your elbows. Inhale, back up, warrior two, and then a big step forward, right foot connecting. Namaste. Utkatasana, breath in, drop the hips. Let's take it lower, hands at heart. Sit tall, inhale, and your high twist to the right. So you can already check in with that left knee. If it's jutting forward, pull it back. Then if you sink the hips, the elbow may touch down. Stay for the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Step, step, breath in. Glide it out. Bend elbows. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, press your heart forward. And Adho Mukha Svanasana, hips nice and high. Send right leg in the air. Stack and open the hip. We'll pause here. Drop that heel closer to your glute. Move around the ankle and toes, but keep that right shoulder facing down so you get more into the twist. Straighten the leg, look forward, and a big step. Warrior one, so you have to drop that back heel, have those toes spinning forward, walk it up to the hips. All right, so it's not just that left one forward, it's the right one back as well. And then you can take the arms up. Check in with that back foot, making sure the pinky toe is glued down. Arms drop to that interlace at the low back. You can take the opposite notch. Take a breath in to lift your heart. And then try to work towards parallel. So leaning out, just hovering over that front thigh, looking down at the big toe. If there's space where that foot is wide enough, you may be able to take it a little lower, but not moving the hips. Press to stand up. You can release the arms up and then find that warrior two. Let's reverse it. Reach that front arm up and back. Left hand really light. And if you took that extra piece, pick up that front heel. Notice what that does for your front thigh. Drop that heel. Warrior two, and straighten that leg. Shorten up for your triangle pose. Make sure you're facing the side of the mat. Inhale, glide out. And then arms spin on your exhale. Here we'll take that half bind where that left arm wraps the waistband. Left arm up to pull you up. And again, another Ashtanga style step all the way to the top of your mat. Connect to Namaste. Let's take a little bend at the knees to work your eagle pose. So the right leg comes across. Find that leg wrap. Then the elbows wide and the right one under for your full Garudasana. Arms are pressing away. Hips may drop a little bit, but we're still standing pretty upright. Start by unwinding the arms, then send that leg out, pause, and connect. Tree pose, hug left knee in. So right hand stays at the hip, keep it there. Don't let that hip move as that left one opens up. Land your foot and then connect palms. Good, arms can reach. Or we go for that basket behind the head, elbows wide. Send the hips forward, the heart forward, but your gaze may rise a little higher. Come back to center, let the arms and the leg go, and connect. Find your standing pose, palms connected, toe mounds connected, and then sweep the arms, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana to fold. Tent the fingertips out in front of you, pick up the heels, and then drop into this low Pashasana variation. Props as needed. Try to even squeeze those heels together. Balance option, hands at heart. And exhale, twist right. Let's drop that left elbow if you can take it lower. Yeah, it might even wiggle to the outside of the knee. And then we're opening up, so that right arm up, and then all the way around. So this is actually working towards Pashasana proper, your noose pose. So that nice deep bind. Release, tent those fingertips, lift the heels, feet about hips width distance. Making sure those heels are kicked out wider than the toes. Loop your first two fingers around your big toe. Have a little bend at the knees, straight arms, pull your heart forward. And then exhale, drop the chin. Release hands to the mat and step back. Exhale, take your plank high to low and upward, and hips high, downward facing dog. And then bring your knees to the mat. So that's it. If you need a moment to lay down on your back, hug the knees in, take a few restorative shapes, a few moments to yourself, feel free to do that. Thanks for hanging out. My name is Tina. Subscribe if you haven't yet to my channel, and I'll see you next time.